what I can do to be a part of like the family. And I found the Yankees, and I was like, oh, that's a great idea. And boom, I just became a Yankee fan.
Yeah, so I've been following you for a long time, and you do a great job with your podcast. And if you don't mind, explain when did that come about, Dani's Dugout, and when did you start that podcast?
I started it November 2018 because I was leaving modeling. Mm-hmm. Damn, it's windy outside. What's happening?
Yeah, like all of a sudden the sun went away. So.
Apparently it's raining in Manhattan. I don't know. My dad just said this to me. But anyways, so I started Dani's Dugout in November 2018. I started it because modeling was just like, I was done with it. I didn't want anything to do with it. The whole Me Too movement like happened, and there was so much negative press and so much like it was a shit show. And I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. I'm like, what do I do next? So I went to a Yankee game with all my friends because that's how I calmed down. I'm like, okay, let me just like, yell at some baseball and maybe everything will be good again. And my friend looked at me, he's like, this is what you're supposed to do. Like, talk about base. He's like, I'm so fucking entertained by watching you. I don't even have to watch the game because I know what's going on. Like, this is what you have to do. I'm like, I'm like, yeah, but like, what would I do? Like, podcast, do this. And he just starts yelling at me. And I'm like, okay. Like, but what would I call it? What, like Dani's Dugout? Like, that doesn't make, he's like, no, that's perfect. That's exactly what you call it. So that's kind of how this happens.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, it's you're doing an awesome job with that. And then also, I love your interviews with your friend, her Instagram, the human, whatever, builder. She does a great job with you. And with the Taboo Monday. Like,
that's just kind of like fun for the two of us. Cause we've always been the definition of taboo where we don't give we don't care. Like, we're going to talk about whatever. And that's more for like her platform than it is for mine. But like, she knows that that's also something I can talk about. So I've been doing that with her, but it's hers. But baseball's me.
Yeah. So now let's get into the Yankees now. I was so excited about the season until this happened with the coronavirus. But I don't know, like when the season, I don't know, depending on when the season starts, what are your expectations? Obviously, we got the best pitcher in the game now, Garrett Cole. So what was your reaction when we signed him to that monster deal?
It was expected.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, that was going to happen. I wasn't, like, shocked in any way, shape, or form. Sorry, 1 second. Trying to get closer to the Wi-Fi. I don't skip out because my room literally doesn't have the Wi-Fi in it. And I'm like,
the issue with this thing, everybody's on it right at this time. So, crazy.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways. What was the question again?
Oh, so what was your reaction when we signed Garrett Cole to the 9-year, $324 million deal?
I wasn't shocked at all. I saw it coming. Do you remember that guy that wrote a sign that said "Sign Garrett Cole" to Cashman when he was going down? Like, it was happening. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I will always say this. I think MLB contracts are just out of this world. That's just nobody that's aggressive. But, like, so happy that he's on the team. I'm super excited about this season happening and him coming on and seeing what he could do. And at least for us, like, we know what he could do. But, like, see what having him on the team would do for the team in a general sense. And then the new pitching coach was super exciting. And seeing if Gio could go another, like, there was more than just like Garrett Cole being signed. Like, there's so much to it that we were all excited for. It was just like, can the AAA boys do it again? Like, what's going to happen? And then all these injuries happened too before the season started. And you're just like, all right, I see how this is going to play out. Then COVID happens. Then you're thinking, okay, at least everybody's going to be healthy when they come back. Like, we'll be golden. And now you're thinking, is there going to be a fucking season?
Yeah.
Like, that's how my roller coaster of a life has been going.
Same with all Yankee fans, pretty much. Like, we're like waiting, sitting and waiting. Man, it's like insane. But if we do have a season, I say it would be between 80 to 100 games. And the Rob Manfred said, I guess he's confident that there is going to be a season. But what do you expect? Like 80 to 100 games?
I think if you have a season that's anywhere below 100 games, then bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, like, everybody is sitting here like, oh, these will have a season. No, just make it expedition games. Just make it so, like, just play the fucking game for the people to, like, just watch a game, to enjoy seeing baseball again. Just doesn't, like, matter about who gets the trophy, who gets the ring, whatever at the end of it. Just give us something. Give it. I don't care if there's a ring involved with it. I just want to watch some baseball. And I do think that there's a ring involved with it with less than 100 games, then it's just bullshit.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
Yeah. So
you won, but it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. Like, what was Washington, like, down 80 games in the beginning of the season anyways?
Right, and they came,
like, no, just no. Like, this can't, it doesn't work that way. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is, yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. But people are all hung up on this tainted shit. Like, if the season's like 60 games, or, I mean, even 80 games, it's still tainted. I don't believe in all that tainted stuff.
No, I'm not saying it's tainted. I just think it doesn't.
No, I know. No, not you. I meant the other people.
Tainted would be, you know, you cheated like the Houston Astros. Then your World Series tainted. But like, this isn't be tainted. This is just, it's pointless. It doesn't make any sense. It's like you played half of what you normally play. That doesn't, it just doesn't count.
Yeah.
Say it's like tainted. It just doesn't, like, bro, you only played half the season. Like, it doesn't count.
Right.
What you did during that half the season, it just doesn't count because you didn't finish the full season. That's my opinion.
So let's get thoughts on Aaron Boone as a manager so far. I have his Effin' Savages shirt on right now, and that was an awesome moment when that happened against the umpire. So what is your thoughts on, like, Aaron Boone so far as a manager, what he has meant so far?
His first year, he really irritated me, but I said give him like one more. I'm like, all right, one more year, let's see how you do. I think he's better at managing the younger players than he is at managing the actual team. Because as soon as he got a full team in his hands, healthy, he fucked it all up. But when he had all the younger players, he was doing such a better job. Like, he was managing that team last year with all those injuries so well. Like, he did a great freaking job. But when it came time that he had his entire team with him, he failed miserably. I was like, okay, cool. Good to know. We'll see. That's my point of view when it comes to Aaron Boone.
Yeah, so I saw I think you were at some event, and I saw you interview Dylan Betances, right, at some event, and what was that like? What was that experience like, meeting up with, like, Dylan Betances? And now he's not on the team anymore, but what was that event like, and what was that experience like?
That was it was a lot of fun. Betances was just kind of like the cherry on top of the sundae or a cake or whatever the frick you want to say your thing is, but like it was an added bonus to it. But the real purpose of that entire event was to just help the kids out during, you know, a shitty, like, not a shitty time, but like, it's Christmas, like, every kid deserves a toy. So it was really cool to do something for charity, and then getting to talk to Betances on top of it was cool. It was awesome. I didn't keep him on long because I wanted the attention to stay on the charity, not him. Okay. But it was really cool to have him on. He was super nice. He's so freaking tall.
Like crazy.
The answers to the questions I asked him, I was like, yeah, I expected all of these answers. I just had to ask them. Like, I just wanted to know who your favorite player was growing up, and, like, if you played any other sport. Like, I tried to keep it light and just, like, a couple questions, because he also was trying to, like, he didn't want it to be about him. It was his sister's thing, so I was trying to respect that.
So, yeah, so now let's get to, like, Severino, because I actually earlier before you, I had Kyle Condor on. He's a Yankee fan also, but I asked him about Severino, and as a Yankee fan myself, I'm really concerned with Severino, because I really thought, I mean, especially with all these injuries he's having now, I mean, I don't know what his ceiling is going to be in the future, but what are your thoughts on him, especially with the Tommy John surgery and everything? And We would have been in a shit show if we didn't get Garrett Cole. I mean, luckily we got Garrett Cole. But what are your thoughts on Severino?
I've had the same thought since we signed him, and I think he shouldn't have been signed. I think they went way too early on signing him, that during that arbitration situation, they shouldn't have given him what he wanted because he was being a cocky little prick. Like, you didn't even show up at the end of the season and you want to get more money? Like, no, that's not how this works. And then they gave him more money and now he's injured and now he's injured again. Like, told you not to give him money. Like, you should have just been like, no, like, this is what you're going to act like that's how you're going to act in the future. So why would you condone that behavior? And usually when people are, I mean, look, Hicks did the same thing. He got injured right after we gave him a fucking arbitration contract. I'm just like, why? Like, he's got back issues. We know this. This one's got it. Like, this one fails when we need him the most. And now he's got, like, Tommy John surgery situation. I'm like, I never really saw it with Severino. I saw him as a great beginning of the year guy, but I didn't see him lasting throughout the playoffs. I thought he was too young when he came up. And then now he's just hurt.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he can come back strong next year. But
it's not easy. But that's the thing. Like, people keep thinking, like, he'll come back stronger next year. No, that's not how this works. Like, Tommy John surgery, like, yeah, he's going to come back next year, but it's going to be a Montgomery situation. Like, we don't know if he's going to be able to actually hack it when he comes back. And Montgomery came back at the end of last year, and now he's, like, getting there because it's almost, like, a year later, like, after he came back. Like, we're not going to see a good Sevy until 2022. Personal opinion.
Right.
Because that injury takes a while for you to build back up.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. But I feel like, speaking on Jordan Montgomery, I feel like he can be a pretty good, he can have a big year this year if coming back, but especially in the fifth. Especially in the fifth spot or wherever they put him, fourth, fifth, whatever. I think he can be the wild card to the rotation.
Oh, he's the biggest wild card in the rotation. And I honestly, he was phenomenal when he played. So, like, I don't expect him to not be anything as short of phenomenal when he comes back. But, you know, it just takes a little while for you to get there. And he's a wild card due to the fact that he's coming back from Tommy John.